7, the Bulls leading the Cavaliers 55-50 in Game 2 of their Eastern Conference first-round series. Tom Hammond and Bill Walton. Higgins, Wilkins, Phils, and Hill, the original starting 5, and the original starting quintet intact for the Bulls. Pippen, Armstrong, Myers, Grant, and Longley.
Cleveland comes out with outstanding pressure defense, finishing where they left off in the first half. Weak side pinch post.
Wilkins trying to stop Pippen. Can't do it.
Scottie Pippen turns back to that right side jump shot as well as anybody in basketball. To me, that's the toughest shot in basketball, for a right-handed guy to come all the way back around.
Had a little bump to create some space and made that difficult turn and scored the first hoop for the second half. Wilkins, though, is still hot for Cleveland. That's his third tray. 3 times 3, 21 points for Wilkins.
That's the way he started the game. Just the exact opposite corner. Left corner, 3.
Armstrong against Price. Spins but can't get away. Forced the shot and still hit it.
Cleveland can live with that jump shot by Armstrong. Those aren't going to go down. If they can force Chicago to dribble 5, 6, 7 times before they shoot a jumper going to their left, they'll be fine.
Price got open for the shot and he hits. So each team connecting on its first 2 field goal attempts of the half, and it's a 4-point game.
Hot shooting continues. Chicago failing, though, to step up on the picks. That time freeing up Mark Price.
Longley turning up and under, no good.
Just overpowering Longley. He's got to be able to get that ball to go down. That's just a layup.
Phil's got a screen from Hill on the pick and roll. Got it back to Tyrone. Higgins wide open for 3.
That's Higgins' game. The spot up 3 after the penetration.
Bulls lead only cut to 1 now. Just a 1-point game.
Cleveland, they sense they can win this game.
Myers with a nice touch pass to Longley, who reverses it through.
The difference in results for Chicago when they pass the ball as opposed to pound it for one-on-one play.
Price off the screen, falls away over Longley and won't go. Pippen takes it the other way.
Fine defense, Longley.
Scotty in traffic. Grant with a tap in. Horace Grant.
Fratello wanting the officials to call a violation for grabbing the rim. He might have.
Grant collects Sam Cooke records, and that one would be You Send Me. Phils bricked that one. Longley has it for the Bulls.
Chicago not getting the quick outlets from Longley that they would normally get from Cartwright that they always get from Grant.
Longley powers his way inside and is fouled.
Pippen down the lane. Beautifully slides right by the defenders. Just get it up there. You always know that guys like Horace Grant are going to be crashing, trailing. The worst thing to do is get caught in the air and think about passing or think about getting your shot blocked.
Tyrone Hill committed his second foul. Bulls will put it in play, leading 63-58. Cleveland tied it, but Chicago has recovered to reclaim the lead. Their biggest 11 in the first half.
I don't think Scottie Pippen had quite the confidence in the foot speed of Luke Longley there.
Longley bangs, double team, got rid of it, and Myers is fouled. That'd be 3 on Hill if it is indeed on him. And they call it on Phils instead, and it's the 3rd on Phils.
Both starting forwards for Cleveland inching up. They don't really have a bench from this point because their bench is now their starters.
There is the walking wounded of the Cavaliers. Nance and Williams.
Larry Nance, ineligible for the playoffs, not even on the roster.
And Williams is going to be the starting center for the Cavaliers, normally a forward, and Brad Doherty, the center of the Cavs, out, although he is on the roster and could possibly play if the Cavs advance to the second round. There's a traveling call, out of control. Phils called for steps.
But in reality, Brad Doherty is not even working out to play basketball. And you're not going to step as Phils gets in the lane looking to pass. That's why you don't jump in the air to pass the ball. You jump to shoot.
Came down with the ball and called for traveling. Sticks zip run by the Bulls after.
But Cleveland has weathered these throughout the first 2 games in this series. The tenacity of Price and Fratello.
Armstrong made a beautiful split of defenders, then couldn't finish. Price off a screen. Pick and roll. Hill couldn't get it. Got his own. Missed again. Phils. Finally, Longley clears it for Chicago. Cleveland had 3 chances. Myers, Grant can't hit. Foul on Cleveland.
Horace Grant.
Take your time, G. Take your time, G.
Had his head basically taken off there.
By Rod Higgins, who has whistled for his 4th foul. We'll be back.
The Warriors face the Suns. The NBA playoffs continue next on NBC.
Well, apparently is okay. As he steps back out on the court, ready to toe the free throw strike. Well, Horace will have some bargaining power if he does market his services. His best season scoring and rebounding.
A good time to have your best season statistically when your contract runs out.
He's had a career-high points and rebounds in individual games this season, too. 31 against Boston points and 23 boards against the Lakers.
With all the speculation about where Horace Grant is going to be next year, don't forget that Chicago definitely wants to re-sign him and will make every attempt to do so.
Chicago may be the new home for the Chief next season, Robert Parrish. Grant misses the first.
I would anticipate the Chief playing for a contending team next year. But this is certainly one of the possibilities.
Horace Grant now 13 points and 7 boards, 66-58 Bulls. Price still doggedly defended by Armstrong.
So quick, both of those guys, Armstrong.
Price off balance shot. Mark Price, that's his 9th point, equaling his game 1 performance, and it was a tough 2.
Price and Scottie Pippen are at the top of the league in terms of hitting that running shot, the perfect release, much the way Paul Westphal used to as the player for Boston and Phoenix.
Grant off the high post, gave it to Myers, and Tyrone Hill is called for the foul. 3rd on Hill.
Mark Price really forced into taking difficult shots like this. Finally, Horace Grant is up there. Luke Longley has not been stepping up, but Mark Price, a running 18-footer going to his left, swish.
9 points all of game 1 as he kicks this ball out of bounds. Mark Price. Surprising his strength, too. He was able to hold off Grant with his off arm that time and then get the shot away.
The top players learn to do that. You use that off arm as a weapon to initiate the contact. All the best players offensively push the most with that off arm.
Kempton finds one in his lap for the steal. Wilkins leads the break. Back to Price. Mills fumbled the pass and then missed the shot. Hill, offensive board, blocked by Grant. Longley takes it down for the Bulls. Longley got it from Myers and slammed it home.
The defense sets it all up. The block shot, the fast break, the drive out by Pippen, the ball movement, slam dunk.
Longley has 5 Bull points. Price triple team to Hill.
Too much hesitation.
And Wilkins is out at the 3-point arc all by himself, calling for the ball. They can't get it to him. Jump ball is called.
Luke Longley's going to get a second effort block here on the shot attempt by Hill. And then right away at the other end of the court, his teammates reward him with the defense by giving him an easy setup.
That was the way you instructed Longley. Ah, see. And Longley ties up Kempton so the two 7-foot redheaded centers will jump it up. Do you just take on clients that are redheaded and centers?
I teach them all. I teach them all the same way because there's no difference by position, by size. This is a game of skill out here, and every player has to have all the skills. That's what made Michael Jordan the best player. He was the best at everything.
You tutored Shaquille O'Neal early in his career as well, didn't you?
As well as Rick Smits, who are going head-to-head tomorrow night in Indianapolis.
Pippen can't hit the outside shot. 5:50 left, third quarter. There's a three, Mark Price. Price now with 12 points. Lead cut to 5.
Those are always open because the Chicago front court is not stepping up on the screens.
Grant with an air ball into the hand of Chris Mills.
Cleveland just hanging right in there. They hit a hot streak here.
They let Kempton have the shot. He can't hit it. Grant with a rebound. He has 8.
Imagine how good this Cleveland team would be with Doherty, Nance, and Williams all playing at full strength.
Illegal defense called on the Cavaliers. That'll mean a technical foul. It's the second illegal defense call against Fratello's team.
Steve Kerr shoots the technical.
Steve Kerr hits the free throw.
JoJo English in the lineup in the hole for Muncie.
Cleveland needs to up their offense at this point. They're down by 5 at the half, down by 6 right now. Price has found his range. Wilkins has remained hot. Kempton, Mills, well, the guys have got to get it done.
Kempton stripped it away from Longley, but Longley got it back and banked it through. That was a tug of war that Longley won.
Using his size and strength, the versatility of all his shots. Not Luke Longley not a factor up in Minnesota, as was Felton Spencer. Now they're playing key roles on playoff teams, Utah and Chicago here.
Again, they concede the shot to Kempton, and this time he connects. English penetrates, collides with Tim Kempton, and an offensive foul on JoJo English of the Bulls.
Phil Jackson visibly upset. The question comes to mind, though, is why so early, why so deep into the bench with JoJo English when the game is still in doubt?
4:22 left in the third quarter. Bulls up 6.
And no Tony Kukoc in the second half, who was the star in the first half.
Mills fumbled the pass out of bounds, but off the leg of Pippen. And Cleveland gets a break. Got to make that catch.
So often when you're playing against a top defensive team, you start looking for the rotation all the way. First things first, though.
Wilkins, high arching shot comes up short. Pippen in a hurry. Now they'll back it out and set it up on the half court.
They've been doing a good job of keeping Pippen under control. Nice pass.
English missed, but Grant is there for the offensive board and draws the foul.
Guys like Horace Grant are so valuable. Every offensive play, he's in there pounding that glass. Doesn't complain too much, but look at the pass, watching the defender again, then just passing right over his shoulder. In Chicago, again, just over the top. If you're not going to make it, at least get it up there, because you know Horace will be right there to finish.
It takes a special mentality to be a banger, an offensive rebounder, a consistent rebounder on both ends of the court, doesn't it?
You got to want to mix it up. You got to think, hey, this is fun. It's not all about being pretty. It's about enjoying the contact, enjoying the extra effort of getting the little things done.
Grant, as you see, a career-low free throw percentage this season, and 3 of 5 today, shooting for his 14th point.
But when he concentrates, he and Pippen both, they're the two biggest culprits for the Bulls not being solid free throw shooters.
Price, quick stop, missed the shot. Longley with a rebound. Price almost burned rubber. He stopped so quickly that time, but couldn't convert the shot.
Longley having a very solid game.
Pippen triple team. Lost it out of bounds. Cleveland ball.
Pippen that time wanted to pass the ball to Longley, but he realized he was in the lane so long that if he did pass it, they would have called 3 seconds. Now here's Price in the open court.
Pulls up for 3. Rimmed out to Kerr. English working against Price, and Mark hacks him on the arm. Mark Price with his second personal.
Good job by English that time. You know, in a situation like that, when you get a Mark Price on you, that he's not going to go up in the air and try to block your jumper. He's got to strip it. So you lead a little bit extra with that forearm, with the shoulder, with the elbow to initiate the contact, that all he can get is the ball or your arm down low.
English hits the first. Cleveland, you'll remember, tied it here in the third quarter before Chicago spurted back away, and Terrell Brandon re-enters the lineup, giving Mark Price a rest as Fratello continues to shuffle his lineup. Mike Fratello,
with very few cards.
The czar of the telestrator now, is the king of casts with all those injuries over there. And it's remarkable that they have stayed within striking distance.
They're right there. If they can get a consistent offensive flow, Chicago is not clicking on all cylinders right now. Scott Williams, Tony Kukoc, 2 solid performers, hadn't even been in the lineup here in the second half.
Lead back to 9 for Chicago. 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Wilkins launches a 3 and bottoms.
I think with Gerald Wilkins, when he's in this type of zone, you got to make him put it on the floor going to his left. Don't let him sit there and look, and then just pull the trigger.
His 24 points include 4 trays. Longley stripped by Kempton, and then English fouls Brandon. And the Bulls will take a timeout. Clock shows 2:41 left in the third, with the Bulls up 74-68.
After midnight, we're gonna check
the cold one. For those who've discovered its smooth draft taste, the world is a very cool place.
We're gonna call talking.
So get out of the old and get into the cold.
I have a job, a family, a million things to do. Who has time to think about their car? That's why I take my car to Jiffy Lube for top quality products like Pennzoil. They're professional. They do a great job, and I like Pennzoil. Why would I go anywhere else?
Jiffy Lube, America's favorite oil change for busy people.
Remember to bring your...
Chicago Stadium, built in the Depression year of 1929, and the Grand Ole Lady now into her final chorus. The Blackhawks have finished their run at Chicago Stadium, and the Bulls, when they finish their playoffs, will be done. They'll both move right across the street to the new United Center. Meanwhile, inside the venerable Chicago Stadium, the 373rd consecutive sellout.
I'm all for the amenities of the 20th century in the new arenas, but I like the old ones where you can feel the sweat and the blood and the pain of the years of guys toiling here. Guys like Bobby Hull, the old Bulls, Jerry Sloan. I also like it when the fans come in their tennis shoes. They're ready to play themselves, and they don't have the cocktail waitresses bringing you food at your chair all the time.
Kind of get the feeling, though, that at any minute they'll look to the tunnel to see if number 23 is going to make an appearance on the court. It would be a remarkable story if the Bulls could indeed make it back to the finals, perhaps win their 4th straight championship. And I know you think Phil Jackson deserves heavy consideration as Coach of the Year.
There's been a lot of top jobs done, but I think what Chicago has done with Phil Jackson and with the rest of this team, one of the most remarkable stories in the history of the NBA.
Mills missed twice. Wilkins doesn't miss on the finish. Third time is the charm for the Cavaliers.
And I think that Chicago can win the championship.
They're facing a feisty Cavalier team here, undermanned, but undaunted. And with 1:46 left in the third, they have the ball down only 4.
As well as Kukoc played in the first half, he must have been wondering, what do I got to do to get back in this game? And then the first play he gets in and a mental error like that.
Illegal defense called against the Chicago Bulls.
A second mental error there on Kukoc.
Well, Kukoc in the first half looked like the newest threat to John Stockton's assist leadership with a career-high 10. And spinning his wheels to start his stint in the second half. Brandon hits the technical free throw on the illegal defense call. First free throw of the quarter for Cleveland, while Chicago has hit 7 of 9 this period.
The pace is what Cleveland wants, though. You look at the Bulls. Pippen, he's not even got a sweat goal. But when he's charging up and down that court, that's when Cleveland's in trouble.
Brandon fumbled the pass, and Kukoc touched it last. Cleveland again lucky that they got away with a near turnover. Mills will inbound it. Kempton. Back rim. Longley tapped it to Williams.
Chicago strategy continues to work. Let Tim Kempton beat you. Let Bobby Phills, let Chris Mills beat you.
Scott Williams back in the game as English off the pass from Williams hits a 16-footer.
English has played very well today. Again, everything though, when Chicago plays well, it's off the pass.
English has 9 points off the Bulls bench. You said that the Cavaliers ought to drive at the players in foul trouble. They haven't done that as Mills hits from the outside, and the Bulls in foul trouble, namely Pippen and Williams and Longley, have not seen their 3 from the first half mount any higher.
And Scottie Pippen, he's probably not going to pick up any careless fouls against a Chris Mills or a Bobby Phills unless he just gets careless.
Pippen, beautiful jump hook in the face of the defense, his 14th point.
Pippen is like a great musician. Not a guy who just is good and just plays the notes that are on the score, but someone who sees the music. And the whole thing there just comes flowing out of his game.
And it's a symphony when he's at the top of his game, as he was Friday night. Final seconds of the third quarter. Mills off-balance shot.
Again, Chicago can live with that.
English will try to get one away. Blocked as the quarter comes to an end. Well, the Cavaliers came from behind to tie it before the Bulls reasserted command. And as the third quarter comes to an end, Chicago holds a 78-75 lead. We'll be back to Chicago Stadium after these messages from your local station.